Hello everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. Let's make together delicious cookies, great anytime for the holidays or not, any time of the day, for breakfast, snack, or just when you want to relax with a great cup of tea or coffee. Simple ingredients, I am sure you have them home already. Let's get started with the ingredients. We have 2 sticks of butter. They need to be completely soft, room temperature. So take them out of the fridge a couple hours before you get started. The same thing with the 5 eggs, 6.5 cups of flour. We have 1.5 cups of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt because I'm using salted butter. If you use not salted butter, use a teaspoon of salt, okay? 5 teaspoons of baking powder and 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. If you have those Italian little Pane degli Angeli vanilla bags, you could substitute it instead of the vanilla liquid. So let's get started. As you can see, the butter is nice and soft. And the first thing I'm going to do is add the sugar in and cream it together. Once it picks up all the sugar, just keep going round and around until it becomes a little bit lighter in color. See what I mean? See the way it already changes in color? Now let's add the eggs. Don't add them all together, one at a time, and just let it get incorporated and then do the next egg. Last one in. Vanilla in. And I'm going to also add the salt already. I'm going to add the baking powder and the flour and just mix it in gently. And now I'm going to incorporate the flour in the wet ingredient. With the help of a spatula, just churn it and incorporate it. Okay, see the way it's picking up all the flour? Now, if you weigh your measurements and they're exact, you should not be adding any more flour to this mixture. Here it goes. Now let's move it over to a work surface. Okay, so it's all on the work surface, and let's get it worked a little bit down. You'll see these cookies are so simple. This was my mom's recipe when she had the deli, and then my sister Serafina, she's an amazing cook. She's actually better than me, but please don't let the word out. Everything she tastes is just perfect. So she sat with my mother and figured out the exact measurements because my mother would not really measure, She would take a Pyrex measuring cup and fill it to the top, and that to her was 1 cup. So when we tried doing her recipes like that, it never worked. So Serafina sat with my mother and figured out exactly what the correct measurements are. And look at this. What did I say to you? Look at this. It's coming together beautifully. Okay. So let's just use this. It's gonna seem a little bit sticky. Don't worry, that's the way it needs to be. You don't want to incorporate too much flour because then what it does, the cookie's not gonna come out nice and soft. It's gonna be a cookie, but not Nonna Yolanda's cookie. Okay, ecco qua il panetto. Now, next step is let's cover with plastic wrap. Now, let's put it in a plastic wrap, cover it up, and the longer in the fridge, the better. You could even do this the night before and make the cookies the next day. Or, leave it in the fridge 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So let's do that, and I'll meet you back in a little bit. The dough is nice and cold, ready to be rolled out. Oven on 350, and let's get started. A little tip, this is an amazing dough to freeze if you want to make ahead of time. Just remove it from the freezer, place it in your fridge on a countertop, and then proceed. So let's get started. Sprinkle very, very little flour on the countertop. Let's get the dough cut. I'm gonna just do this first. Okay. First piece. Now, don't be afraid to work it just a little bit before you roll it. A little piece flew away. Sometimes it's easier to roll with a large piece than a small one. Just gotta get the hang of it first. Okay, let's go. It's time to make a log and just start rolling it out. You see, it's such a wonderful dough. Doesn't need extra flour. It's not sticking. It's really easy to work with. This is definitely a dough that you could work with younger children. We're going to be making, my mother would call this serpentello, the snake. So we're going to be making a long rope that resembles a snake. Okay, now these cookies grow quite a bit, so you don't want it too thick. So what I like to do is use that first one to measure all the rest, so like that, and then they're uniform. Okay, just measure the log. It's about 1/2 inch thick now, and these are about 6 inches long, just in case. Again, if you make them a little smaller or a little larger, it doesn't matter. As long as you try to make them all uniform, that's what's important. Okay, now I've also lined a cookie sheet with parchment paper. So what you're going to do, you're just gonna give it a twist like that. I'm gonna show you again, okay? Just a little bit like over, twist, and twist. So it's basically going to go around. Now, remember, they will rise, so leave at least 2 inches apart. Okay, here's my third cookie, but now I kept this for measurement to roll out the next ones. Perfect. First tray in the oven. They don't take long. I like them a little darker. My sister just likes them barely brown at the bottom. You could do what you like, or maybe try a batch like that, in a batch cooked and one not so cooked. But let's put these in, and I'll keep an eye on the time and let you know exactly how long it takes. 32 cookies made and 2 left over, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this little bit of dough left. Nothing gets thrown out. So let's get it rolled out. Sprinkle some flour on the counter. You will need it now because we need to make this a very thin dough. So let's go ahead and get it rolled out. Take a look, it's nice and thin, okay? No cookie cutter needed. A mason jar top is perfect for what we're going to do. Just cut out a circle. A little tart pan, and we're going to be adding the cookie dough on the bottom. Little teaspoon of peach jam, strawberry jam, whatever you have in the fridge, or even Nutella comes out great. My little one loves it with Nutella, but I'm feeling peach jam tonight, so I'm gonna add the peach jam in. Now this is ready for the oven too. Look at this, I'm all done. We did not waste a single piece of the dough. With the trimming of the little tarts that I made these little ones. These would be perfect for your Christmas cookie tray. I cut them to a 1/4 inch thick, and then I rolled them. Same size, about 6 inches. And I rolled it and made these little cute. Look at the difference in size, you see? This is very big and this is very small. Also, you see the back? You just want it gently golden. Don't overcook them. Because it does change. See, just that beautiful golden color. Please come closer. I want to open one with you. I want you to see. When you come closer, you'll see the crunch. See, it's a soft cookie. See that? And now we're going to taste it. Buonissimo, delicious. Please make these delicious recipes, subscribe, hit the bell button so you can be notified of all my recipes that come up. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all my followers, to all the people that believe in me and my recipe. I am humbled by your love and the time you give to watch me. So thank you again. I've hit 10,000 followers and it is beyond my wildest dream. Grazie, alla prossima, arrivederci. Ciao ciao.